After saying goodbye to my dad for the last time in the hospital, he told me, "I will be gone in a few hours and you must go on." What was he really saying? Why do we feel compelled to affirm we must go on?
These phrases often become buzzwords because we are not truly living in the present moment, the eternal now, where reality exists. We lack a deep understanding of what it means to fully embrace and experience living in the moment. What I want to share with you will be better understood if you have listened to my other podcasts, including insights into the conversation on the nature of reality between Einstein and Tagore, No Time, insights into the nature of time, Don't Worry, Be Happy, and What is Metaphysics? These podcasts delve into various profound topics that provide context and depth to the discussion in this podcast. By exploring these previous conversations, you will gain a better perspective on the ideas and concepts I will be discussing with you. Learning new ideas and concepts is wonderful, but applying and experiencing them is beyond extraordinary. It's truly indescribable. So, when we say we must go on, what are we actually saying? Are we suggesting that our satisfaction in life lies in the future? This notion is ingrained in us from childhood by our parents and those around us who believed they had our best interests at heart. They gave us hope for the future, and we believed them, continuing our lives with the expectation that better things would come in the future. Little did we know as children that looking forward to a better life is a hoax. It is a perfect hoax because we are not fully alive now. We think that perhaps someday in the future we will be truly alive and everything will be fantastic. We've heard religious folks say, everything's gonna be all right. But don't kid yourself. Don't fool yourself. Only suckers hope for a future that will never come. Hoping for a better life in the future means hoping for something that will never arrive. Let me ask you, what did you do yesterday?
Well, I got up at 6:30, brushed my teeth, and made a cup of coffee. I turned on the TV and watched the news for a few minutes, checked emails on my phone, took a shower, got dressed, got in the car, and drove to downtown Chicago. I did various tasks at the office, came home at 6:25 p.m., made a cup of tea, talked to my friend for a few minutes, made soup and a burger, and turned on the TV to watch the headlines.
As you recount your day in this manner, you may realize that what you described has nothing to do with what truly happened yesterday. You described a past that is dead, a list of abstractions, devoid of the richness of living in the present moment. This realization might make you wonder if your description is more akin to a dream than reality. What is the difference between your past and your dreams at night?
Dreams seem to be multidimensional, while the events of yesterday or the past are linear, time-dependent, and felt real. But now they feel like a dream. It was just a collection of fleeting images and sensations. Dreams at night and the past seem alike. Every time I return from a holiday, I look at the photos and it feels like I was in some kind of dream capsule.
If you had an exciting dream, you might wish it could continue, only to wake up and realize it was just a dream and nothing had actually happened. You might share this pleasant dream with a few friends, relishing the memory even though it wasn't real. Similarly, if you spent an incredibly joyful weekend with your loved ones, you might wish those moments could last a little longer. In contrast, if you had a nightmare and woke up sweating and terrified, you'd feel instant relief upon realizing it was only a dream. The sense of dread dissipates as you become aware that you are safe and comfortably lying in bed. When I ask some of my friends, "Hey, how you doing?" they often respond with, "Living the dream." I think to myself, isn't that true? We're all living the dream. But who is the dreamer and who is living the dream? Whether we are recalling the past or envisioning dreams, our experiences are filtered through our consciousness, often blurring the distinction between what is real and what feels like a fleeting illusion. Consciousness is the activity of the mind engaging in subjective reality, where the subject is aware of itself in relation to objects that seem separate and external. However, consciousness is unaware that these objects also exist within its own subjective reality. This is the domain of our collective dreaming mind, the one dreaming mind. There is just one dreamer projecting the world and the universe, and the one dreamer splits and seems to be appearing as billions of dream figures or dream characters. Our stories as dream figures can only be from the past. Your story and my story in time are just stories. You have the power to choose if your past was a reality show or just a dream. If you believe the past was a dream, you would identify yourself as the dreamer of your dreams, ultimately realizing there is just one dreamer. Then comes the possibility of awaking from the dream. Understanding the identity of the dreamer is essential before grasping the nature of reality. The dreamer exists within time, while reality itself transcends time. Time is finite, temporary, and ultimately an illusion, as both scientists and sages have asserted. The objects we perceive in time and space appear to our physical senses as solid and stationary, but this perception is deceptive. Our physical senses continually present us with a distorted view of reality. Is time a reality, or is it merely an illusion? These questions can be approached from various angles. What is temporary and what is permanent? What is tangible and what is ephemeral? How do we distinguish between what endures and what fades away?
I can attest that dreams fade away, but what is it that does not fade away?
What does not fade away is this instant. This very instant, you are aware, alive, and brimming with energy. The next moment is an extension of this instant. Tomorrow is an extension of this moment. Next year, or even 100 years from now, is an extension of this moment. This moment is all there is. The human construct is that we slice and dice time by believing in seconds, hours, days, months, years, and so on. Our beliefs are often shaped by what our physical senses convey to us. However, our senses deceive us. When we fall for these deceptions, fear takes hold, bombarding us with endless what-ifs about the future. To break free, pause and remind yourself, so what? Who cares? Whatever happens, happens, and I have the courage to face it. In the movie Kung Fu Panda, the present is described as a gift, which is why it is called the present. When you accept this present, this gift, this instant, everything you had thought about yourself, others, and the world will change instantly into the most wonderful experience you ever had. The past, present, and future are always now. This instant is the eternal now. When you grasp this truth, you will experience goosebumps and you will rest in peace. This instant is eternity. This instant brings with it a heightened awareness. Because there is no past or future, there is nothing to judge. It is the essence of non-judgmental present moment awareness. Awareness is completely abstract, yet absolute. Awareness is an all-encompassing activity of the mind that is aware of life, truth, love, peace, and joy as present moment awareness. Awareness is aware of itself. Rest in peace is not for the dead, but for the living who have the potential to grasp the word eternity. When you embrace the gift of the present, you accept your eternal presence. Everyone who has ever come into this world, everyone living now, and everyone who will be born in the future are here now. When you experience the eternal presence, you also experience the presence of all beings from the past, present, and future. Death feels very real to our physical senses. The idea that we can no longer interact with a loved one brings profound sadness. The stronger our attachment to them, the deeper our emotional experience seems to be. A friend of mine confided in me that he felt the presence of his parents just before going into the operating room for a transplant. His parents passed away a long time ago. It reminded me of a similar experience I had on my mother's birthday, despite her having passed away over 30 years ago. Additionally, I once felt the presence of a dear one who was thousands of miles away on the other side of the globe. The phrase "you must move on" can be interpreted in two ways. It might mean living fully in the present moment, embracing life as it moves, extending from this moment to next moment, extending itself into eternity. Alternatively, it could imply continuing to exist within the illusion of time and space, navigating the intricate interplay of past, present, and future. We live and move and have our being in the eternal now. This moment is all there is, with the next moment simply being the extension of this moment. Awareness of the eternal now is our true abode. You may call it God, heaven, or whatever you like.
Oh, wow. I like to call it the non-judgmental present moment awareness.